Should be able to see my screen. Just making sure I can see all of you. All right. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. As I mentioned, if you can turn your cameras on, I do appreciate it so that I can see your faces. I understand that it's the evening, and so you might not be able to, but I do like to have that face-to-face, even though we're virtual. My name is Rebecca Jacobs. I'm the Pre-PA Membership Coordinator for the American Academy of PAs. I'm really excited to be here today to discuss AAPA and your path to becoming a PA. Over the next hour or so, I'll share some trends of the PA profession, the path to becoming a PA, kind of what you can expect when you get to PA school. Please don't be afraid to ask questions as we go. My hope is that you'll leave here today excited about the opportunity and the potential that lies in front of you as you begin your journey to becoming a PA. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing, and we can answer this in the chat, first thing I want to know is, where are you currently in your PA journey? So are you new to this? Are you possibly interested? I know some of you are already familiar with what a PA is, but maybe you want to be a PA and you're not sure how to get there, or maybe you've already started your application. Maybe you've already been accepted. So yeah, let me know in the chat where you currently are in your PA journey. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 3s, some 4s. Great. More 3s and 4s. Okay. So it looks like most of us want to be a PA, but we're not sure how to get there, or we're already ready to apply. So let me start with AAPA. AAPA is the National Professional Society for PAs, PA students, and pre-PAs. The goals of our organization are divided into these 3 larger buckets. We advocate and educate on behalf of PAs and their patients. We ensure professional growth, personal excellence, and the recognition of PAs. And we enhance the PA's ability to improve the quality, accessibility, cost effectiveness of healthcare. Overall, APA has over 70,000 total members, including about 20,000 student members and 4,000 pre-PA members. This pre-PA member category is pretty new. It's only about 3 years old now. And we actually have up to 4,500 pre-PA members at the moment, which is really exciting. I'm going to start with a quick video.
Quality healthcare goes beyond prescriptions and procedures. It's about making people feel cared for. No one knows that better than physician associates. PAs have the medical training and expertise you'd expect, and the patient-first perspective you'd hope for. We make you the priority. We make sure you're heard. We give you confidence in the care you receive. Because physician associates don't just see patients. We see you. A one-of-a-kind person with one-of-a-kind needs. And we'll never stop going beyond to deliver the professional, personalized medical care you deserve. See how PAs are redefining healthcare for patients and communities everywhere. Visit pasgobeyond.com.
Okay, so part of AAP's mission is to increase the visibility and the profile of the profession, and we do this through our brand campaign, PAs Go Beyond. This video was created as part of that campaign, and it aims to really elevate the role and the relevancy of the profession by ensuring that all healthcare professionals and members of the public truly understand the unique value of the PA profession. One key component of our new brand is our new professional title, Physician Associate. The profession voted recently to change the position title because we know that PAs do far more than just assist. If you do have questions about this new title, AAPA has just recently this week announced a new guide to using the new title, so Physician Associate. To help meet the demand and continue to create opportunities for PAs, AAPA is also working to remove barriers to PA practice. Each state has a chapter that's a constituent organization of AAPA. We also have special interest groups. So in addition to joining AAPA at the national level, I do highly encourage you to look into the constituent organizations that might be relevant to you, whether that's the state organization or the special interest groups. These are really just another great way to get involved, especially at the local level with opportunities like shadowing and volunteering that you just can't necessarily find at the national level. Starting at the very beginning with what is a PA? PAs are licensed clinicians who practice medicine in every specialty and setting in healthcare. They're highly trusted and respected healthcare providers. They are rigorously educated and trained at a master's degree level with over 2,000 hours of clinical rotations. Some PAs even choose to go beyond the master's and obtain a doctorate. PAs are dedicated to expanding access to care and transforming health and wellness through patient-centered, team-based medical practice. Now, what a PA can do, this is often referred to as their scope of practice, and it's determined by many factors such as their education and experience, state or federal laws, employer or facility policies, and also patient needs. In addition to their training, PAs might also hold certifications or previous on-the-job experience that can help influence the scope of practice. So as you can see, PAs perform many essential healthcare tasks. They can serve as a primary care provider, own a private practice, perform major medical procedures, deliver babies, solve a public health crisis. Haley Arsenault is actually the youngest American ever to orbit Earth, and she's also a PA. So PAs can also be an astronaut and practice in space. PAs practice everywhere, hospitals, medical offices, community health centers, nursing homes. Medical offices, community health centers. You'll find PAs in nursing homes, retail clinics, educational facilities, workplace clinics, and correctional institutions. We'll also find PAs working at government agencies like the Department of Veterans Affairs. You'll also find PAs practicing in every specialty area. To highlight some of these, 28% of PAs are working under the surgical subspecialties, 20% are working in primary care, 13% work with internal medicine, and 7% work in emergency medicine. So I want to hear from you all in the chat another time. PAs work in every state, setting, and specialty. So what specialty do you plan on practicing in as a PA? And I'll repeat that again. So what specialty or specialties do you plan on practicing as a PA? Okay, right off the bat, we have dermatology, cardiology, pediatrics, nephrology, surgery, ER, OBGYN, primary, neurology, genetics. Awesome. Women's health. Yeah, we have PAs practicing everywhere. Cardiology, primary care, ortho surgery. Right. Well, it's okay yet if you aren't sure which specialty you want to practice in, because career flexibility is actually one of the most often cited reasons why PAs choose the profession. And PAs have the ability to change specialties over the course of their career. So if you want to learn more about areas of practice, AAPA has a areas of practice guide. This is completely free. You don't have to be a member to use it. You just have to create a free account. And this is only some of the specialties that we've included on this guide, but it's definitely not all the specialty areas that PAs practice in. This guide will pretty much be your one-stop shop for information about different PA specialties or modes of practice. You can compare specialties by education or salary, or the resources that are required for, to practice in that specialty, current news as it relates to the specialty. And then we also have our words from the field section, which are testimonies from PAs who are currently practicing in that specialty area and can give you an idea about what the typical day looks like, or even what the typical patient looks like. So the PA profession overall, today there are approximately 178,700 PAs in the US. PAs have more than 514 million patient interactions each year. And you'll see on this chart that we have PAs practicing in every state, regardless of where they attended PA school. APA and our amazing team of advocacy leaders are continuously fighting for the growth of the PA brand and the increased recognition and respect of PAs. Now, a few years ago, we created a survey with the help of the well-known market research team, the Harris Poll, to pull a sample of current patients within the US healthcare system and understand what their experience is like as a patient. And so amid workforce shortages and other barriers, we know that our healthcare system is strained, but the good news is that patients see PAs as part of the solution. So according to our 2023 survey, the APA Harris Poll survey shows that more than 2/3 of US adults have seen a PA. Virtually all adults who have seen a PA, 95%, say that something about the PA's care made them feel valued. Not only that, but large majorities of those who have seen a PA view PAs as elevating the healthcare system as a whole. 93% agree that PAs add value to healthcare teams. 91% agree that PAs provide safe and effective healthcare. And 91% agree that PAs are part of the solution to address the shortage of healthcare providers. Looking towards the future, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that the profession will grow by 31% by 2030. Among all healthcare jobs, the career is ranked at number 2, and it's actually the number 5 best job overall. Actually, I believe that just bumped up to number 3 this year, so it's the number 3 best job overall. In many eyes, even more important than how the job market ranks the profession is how PAs rank the profession, and 89% of practicing PAs would recommend the career. Part of the reason why PAs love their job is because there are so many diverse opportunities and placements out there, which gives the profession a job market score of 8 out of 10. And the profession also was ranked a score of 8 out of 10 for work-life balance, because PAs feel like there's a strong balance between their personal and their professional responsibilities. So I want to pause here and give everyone a chance to sign up to win an AAPA swag bag. This is a quick giveaway that I'll be picking one winner from today's presentation, so make sure to sign up. One person will be winning the swag bag, which is our branded backpack, sunglasses, a highlighter tool, and a reusable utensil set. And that winner will have the bag mailed right to their door. So you really don't have to do anything except for complete the survey and give us any comments you have about today. I'll put the link in the chat for you so you have it as well, and I'll come back to this QR code at the end in case you missed it. But for now, I'm going to move on. Okay, so let's shift our focus to your PA journey and how do you become a PA? Like any career, it all starts with education. There are 311 accredited PA programs in the US at this time. To share some history about PA education, the first PA class graduated from the Duke University PA program in 1967. And soon after that, in 1968, APA was established, and now 50 years later, the profession is still expanding. The best resource as you start your program search for PA school is the PAEA program directory. It's actually such a great resource that it's not made by AAPA, it's made by PAEA, but it's so great that I think you should all have access to it. So this resource is developed by the PA Education Association, who works closely with both AAPA and PA programs to really enhance PA education. This program directory is completely free to access. Oops, sorry about that. Completely free to access, and it will provide specific program details, the complete list of all PA programs that are currently running, application requirements, and also contact information for the programs. You can also filter if you're looking for a specific type of program, such as a dual degree, and it's just a really great tool to get started. If you haven't already, start looking at PA programs and really get an idea of their requirements for the specific programs that you're interested in attending, so that you can build your time as a pre-PA. And we'll talk about that more in a few slides. And then there's also a paid resource that APA members receive a discount on called My PA Box. So for those of you who have already started applying to PA school, or possibly even you're a reapplicant, My PA Box is a really great tool because it provides comprehensive program information, including application requirements and common applicant details. You can actually enter your personal GPA and your test scores to see how likely you are to be accepted into that program. So I think that one's pretty great, but the PAEA program directory is free to access. So I want to provide an overview on the steps to becoming a PA so that you can just fully feel prepared and feel confident in your ability to become a PA. So first, you want to spend your time now as a pre-PA preparing yourself and your application for PA school. Then you must graduate from an ARCPA accredited entry-level PA program. Most entry-level PA programs are graduate-level master's degree programs. However, some PA programs also offer a pre-professional phase to undergraduates. You'll also need to become board certified and licensed to practice in your state. Congratulations, now you're a PA, and you can begin working with patients and maintaining your license with continuing education throughout your career. So let's dive into those steps a bit. I am going to go through a lot of content here. I might just skip over some things on the slides, but it's really great information that I definitely think you should review, or if you have access to the recording after this presentation, take some time to really look at it. So start by researching PA programs to really understand their requirements. As you can see, there are a lot of different factors that contribute to a PA program's unique build, such as the school type, the program length, the class size, degree requirements, the track type. The program must be accredited. And you'll also want to look into other things like, will the program be the right culture for me? Will I feel like I fit in? Will I feel supported by program staff? How do the programs assess progress? These are all questions that you want to look at when you're researching PA programs, and questions that you want to ask during your interview with programs if they haven't already been answered. Now, the type of track that a program can offer, that may vary. So while most follow a traditional application timeline, some offer a pre-professional track where undergraduates can gain additional prerequisites and experiences. So if you feel that you're not necessarily meeting what you need to while you're currently in your undergrad, this pre-professional track is available. And then some programs offer early assurance, which guarantees admission into the PA program for those who participate in the undergraduate track. If you are not already in an early assurance program, it probably won't apply to you, but it is important to know what that is as you're looking through different programs and you come across that terminology. Typically, applicants will need to complete 2 years of college coursework in basic and behavioral sciences prior to program admission, and many programs also require prior healthcare experience with hands-on patient care. So make sure that you're investing your time wisely now as a pre-PA. On our website, we actually have a guide to the CASPA application and the different components that are part of that experience category. There are 9 different types of experience that you can enter into CASPA, whether that's healthcare experience, personal care, shadowing, volunteering, and you'll want to make sure that you're looking at the program's specific requirements for those categories to make sure you're meeting at least the minimum. Of course, there are going to be applicants that go way above the minimum recommendation for hours, but if you are not meeting those minimum, you will not be considered by the program. If you do meet the minimum and you don't feel like you have enough hours, make sure that the other areas of your application are strong to kind of balance it out. Most students will have a bachelor's degree and about 3 years of healthcare experience before entering a PA program. And finally, some programs will require entry exams such as the GRE or the PA CAT. Usually it will be the GRE if there's an exam at all. It will typically be, the GRE is your typical graduate level standardized test. Not all programs will require an entrance exam. If they do require the GRE, don't immediately, look away from that program. Make sure that you remember that when you're applying to a program that requires the GRE, there are going to be other applicants who also don't want to take the GRE. And so there might be a smaller applicant pool, which boosts your chances of getting in, which is something to keep in mind. So a tip is, if you haven't already started planning, make sure you start planning now to really understand those requirements and make sure you're using your time wisely. Step 2, this is applying. So when you're applying to a PA program, you will likely be using CASPA, which is the centralized application system. It is administered by PAEA. In addition to your CASPA application, some programs might ask for a personal statement, written references, a supplemental application, or an on-site interview to secure your seat. Most programs, once accepted, will require a financial deposit as well. And something to keep in mind is that there are fees associated with your CASPA application. Every additional application after your first one, supplemental essays might also have a fee attached. And if you're invited to interview for a program, you might be responsible for the flights, the hotels, the cars, whatever it takes to get into that program and spend the night if you need to. I don't say this to scare you about the cost, but just something to plan for. If you need more support with your application, I do encourage you to look to APA for the answer. One resource that we offer is our PA school application checklist and timeline. This is where you can learn more about each step of the PA school application and where you should be on your journey based on the expected application cycle. So for example, if you know that you are applying 2 years from now, you can get an idea of where you should be. How much you can ask, how much does it cost to apply to PA school? You can find that answer in here. How do I find the right program for me? We have tips for that as well. And this is also where you'll find those different experience categories. So you can use the QR code to get to this resource. You do have to be a member to access it. Another great APA resource is the Pre-PA Record Keeper, where you can hold on to any relevant application materials, such as certifications, awards, or experiences, until you're ready to begin your application. So if you're in step 2, which is applying to PA school, or getting ready to apply, make sure to take advantage of either the Pre-PA Record Keeper or something like this to really keep track of your application materials, because they will quickly become difficult to manage. We're going to do some quick trivia just to make sure you've been paying attention, so you can send out your answers in the chat. The first one is, which is not likely to be a PA program prerequisite? All right, you already got a ton of answers. Great. The answer here is stage acting. That's not likely to be a PA program prerequisite, although it can always help with bedside manner. The next question is, what program should you use when applying to PA programs? Great. The answer here is CASPA, but I want to remind you that of programs use CASPA as their main application system. The remaining few programs might ask that you either use a different application service or that you apply directly on their website. So don't forget to check that program directory for the correct application site, and also to make sure that the program is accredited before you apply. The next question is, which level of education will an accredited PA program provide? Great. The answer is a master's. I did mention the pre-professional undergraduate track and the early assurance options, but the terminal degree for all PA programs is a master's level degree. And finally, what does didactic mean? We haven't covered this one yet. Great. Yes. Okay. So didactic is the first half of PA school. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Most programs are broken down into the didactic and clinical phases. Didactic is the first half of PA school, and it's typically about 13 months long. PA students are taught medical knowledge and clinical reasoning skills and how to apply that knowledge to clinical situations. The topics covered during didactic include those that you see listed here, for the most part, for most programs. With the exception of a few programs that offer special tracks, most programs will require a full-time commitment to a very organized structure. So didactic here is basically like med school packed into the 13-month period. You will be fed a lot of information in a short amount of time. And that is why it's so important now as a pre-PA to really prepare your time management skills and your stress management. Make sure that you have a support system, make sure that you have a good group, make sure that you're connecting with PA students who are attending the program, and do everything that you can to truly prepare for PA school. Because once you're through didactic year, we move on to clinicals. So following the didactic phase, you've put what you've learned in the classroom into action by completing a series of diverse clinical rotations under the direction of a preceptor. You'll complete more than 2,000 total hours of clinical rotations, which could include family medicine, internal medicine, obstetrics and gynecology, surgery, pediatrics, emergency med, and behavioral mental health care. There are also electives that help you to customize your experience, and some programs have additional rotations that are not listed here. Clinical rotations will conclude your program, and once again, all accredited PA programs offer the master's level degree. So moving on to steps 4 and 5, after graduating from an accredited PA program, you're eligible to take the Physician Assistant National Certifying Exam, or PANCE, which is a 300 multiple choice exam administered by the NCCPA. The exam is taken electronically and it does require a fee. All states require at a minimum that PAs must graduate from an accredited PA program and pass the PANCE before practicing. Once certified, you can now use the PAC designation and practice as a PA. And don't forget that practicing PAs are expected to complete 100 hours of continuing medical education credits every 2 years and take the recertification exam every 10 years. That recertification exam is the PANRE. There's also a new option available called the PANRE LA, which is instead of an exam every 10 years, it's actually more of an ongoing assessment process. So we've covered a lot of information on the PA profession and how to become a PA. Let me play this reminder for you from a former Student Academy member on why PA school is worth it.
Whether you're attempting to get into PA school or you're in PA school in the moment, it's hard. And it's that way on purpose, because PA school, it really pushes your boundaries and molds you into a PA. And so as someone who started didactic year and has survived everything there and is on to clinicals, a lot of the time when you're going through it, it just doesn't seem like there's a chance to stop, and it's crazy. There's a lot of information to learn, but at the end of the day, the thing that you have to remind yourself is this information that you are learning, whether you're an aspiring student or a current PA student, this information is going to be used by you for the rest of your life, and it's information that you're going to use to care for patients. And I've said in a previous video, one of the things that PAs are known for is the interpersonal communication and the quality of care that we provide, as well as interactions with patients. And so this information that you're learning, it definitely seems like overload, and I promise you remember a lot more than you think you do. But this is information you're going to use for the rest of your career. You're going to be using it to treat your patients and provide top-notch quality care that PAs are known to provide and will continue to provide for years to come.
This is where AAPA comes in. AAPA is your partner and truly a support system that can help you every step of the way on your PA journey. As I mentioned earlier, we have thousands of pre-PA members, just like you all, who have helped us to develop the benefits and resources that we currently provide. So I have one more video for you from our current pre-PA members about their experience with AAPA membership.
Every time someone asks me, like, oh, you're pre-PA, what is that? I'm like, I'll tell you right now. Applying to PA school is super hard, and the process is super, super long.
Getting into a PA program is not easy, but becoming a member of AAPA is the best place to start.
As a member of AAPA, I have access to the pre-PA record keeper, which helps me gather and prep all the information I need to apply to PA school.
The application checklist and timeline keeps me on track with important deadlines.
I love the online learning opportunities.
There are pre-PA webinars on the CASPA application, how to finance school, preparing for interviews. It's really endless. Something that AAPA does a fantastic job of is connecting you with other PA students as well as practicing PAs so you can have mentorship opportunities, ask questions.
I used Mentor Match in the Huddle online community and connected with a mentor in my area who helped me review my PA program applications. The ability to connect with these other students who are going through the same process gives me validity to what I'm doing. The people that I've met have been the nicest, kindest. Even though I'm not a PA student yet, I'm involved. I can't wait to be a PA student.
I'm glad that I made the choice to become an AAPA member. It's helping to ease a lot of my stress that comes with applying to PA school.
Join the organization that connects you to PAs, PA educators, students, and will be there for you in your future career.
AAPA rocks! Come join us!
Join AAPA today.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those member benefits that we saw. The first one is Huddle. Pre-PA members have access to this. It is an online community to connect, network, and ask questions with PAs and PA students. So AAPA has an amazing directory of members. We have over 70,000 members, and you'll be able to connect with all of them on Huddle. So as a pre-PA, you can ask questions, you can post, you have full access to participate in conversations that are going on within the profession, whether that's about advocacy or having your personal statement reviewed, or asking questions about an upcoming event, or even meeting a pre-PA peer to possibly house together at conference. And then Huddle also includes a feature called Mentor Match that can help connect you with mentors throughout the country who can support you by answering your questions, offering their advice, and sharing their experiences. So this tool is a directory of members who have signed up to serve as a member or as a mentor. So please make sure to craft a professional and thoughtful message when you're reaching out to new mentors. If you have a kind of quicker question that you'd like to have asked, Huddle now features hashtag Ask a Mentor as part of Mentor Chat. So we have some mentors on standby who are available to just answer your questions at any time. Financial wellness is also on the minds of many PA students. PA Money Sense is a member benefit for pre-PA and student members that provides guidance and tools to help you budget and plan your personal finances during PA school. We also have a number of articles and pre-recorded webinars on student loans and financial planning for PA students, and everything that you need to know to understand the decisions that go into investing in your education. And then while we're on the topic of finances, I want to share a scholarship opportunity with you all. You do have to be a little bit into your didactic year in order to apply. I believe you have to be 6 months in. But I want to share with you anyways, because so many of our student leaders recommend this scholarship. It's the National Health Services Corps for PA students. I just shared the link in the chat with you all. That is all the information I have on the scholarship. I just wanted to pass it along because so many PA students have told me to pass it along to you all. So now you have it. We've also partnered with a lot of great companies to provide exclusive membership discounts. So we have the Pre-PA Clinic, the PA Platform, My PA Resources, Picmonic, My PA Box. These resources are all specifically designed for pre-PAs to help you study for your PA school exams, get ready for PA school applications with courses for building your application. We have resources for reviewing your personal statements, getting in touch with your finances, really everything that you need to know as a pre-PA. And then we also have discounts for our members that are kind of not PA related, like rental cars, hotels, or pet insurance. But our pre-PAs do find this useful, especially as you're getting called for those interviews for PA schools. Having a discount on rental cars or hotels or flights have just been really helpful for them. And then we also have some great tools to reference as you start your PA journey. So I mentioned the PA school application timeline and checklist that we saw earlier, the exclusive pre-PA record keeper. You also will have access to JAPA, which is the AAPA journal, which shares career guides, important legislative information, and clinical news. And then finally, all pre-PA members have access to AAPA's entire library of resources, which will truly aid you in every step of your PA journey, from pre-PA through PA student, all the way through retirement. One of our most popular member series, this is our webinar series. So each month we feature a new PA professional or a PA student resource. In the pre-PA webinar series, you can find tools for financial health, using the CASP application service, perfecting your personal statements, planning your finances, everything that you need to know as a pre-PA. And then in the PA Like a Pro series, we highlight different specialties of PA practice, such as surgery or dermatology. The webinar host is always a highly respected PA who provides insights into the average day, the average patient, and other aspects that are unique to that specialty. In addition to our webinar series, we also host 2 live virtual events annually, including the Pre-PA Virtual Mixer in October and the CASPA 101 webinar in April. So this year, our CASPA webinar is going to be on April 22nd at 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This webinar will specifically help you navigate the PA school application process by creating a successful application, understanding the details and the components of the application, and discussing some of the common mistakes that applicants usually make that you'll want to avoid. This webinar in 2025 is being hosted by Savannah Perry, who is the founder of the PA platform. And that one's not listed on our website yet, so you're just going to have to take my word for it and visit our pre-PA webinars page at any point. It should be up, honestly, probably tomorrow or Friday, so you'll be able to register for it soon. It is completely free to register for our webinars. You do not have to be a member at all. You just have to create a free account. So I just want to make that clear to you as well. These are some of our webinars that we just hosted. And then my favorite pre-PA resource to promote is our live all-day workshop that's designed just for pre-PAs. I mentioned this before we got started today about how excited I am to tell you all about the workshop. This year, we are going to be in Denver, Colorado on May 17th for a full day of pre-PA networking, fairs, breakout sessions, panels. We'll have PA admissions experts there. We'll have PA programs there. We'll have PAA there discussing CASPA. We'll also do breakout sessions where you can network with PAs, PA students, and pre-PAs. For members to attend, it's $49 or $79 for non-members. That gets you the single day registration pass, which includes the workshop, the main stage events, the opening reception, the taking names and making connections, student and pre-PA networking event, and then also the just Saturday events overall, including the expo. And that is May 17th. The conference, if you'd like to attend for the entire conference, runs throughout the whole weekend. Now, the reason why I like to tell you guys about this is because it is seriously a great opportunity as a pre-PA to just dive in and ask questions and get all the guidance that you need to prepare your application. And the other reason I'm really excited to tell you about it is because we just decided to extend our scholarship opportunity to attend for free. So right now you can go onto our registration rates page. You can use the QR code to get there. You can apply for a scholarship to attend conference, and if you win, we will cover the cost of conference. We do have some additional applications available, or some different spots available, because of our generous members who have donated to cover the cost of your conference registration. So if you want to attend conference, if you're able to make it out to Colorado on May 17th, I highly recommend that you attend. This is always one of our most popular events. 100% of pre-PAs who have attended in the past recommend it. And it's just such a good opportunity to meet programs and ask questions. I'll move on from this one. So pre-PA membership with AAPA is reduced to only $50 for the year. It includes all the features that I went over today and more that are available on our website. Or you can scan our QR code to get there. And then I just want to highlight that we're offering a free AAPA account with limited access to resource. Kind of brought that up throughout this presentation, but if you find a resource that you're able to access with your free account, that is usually the areas of practice guide, complimentary registration for live webinars, and we have some other resources available as well. You can access those with the free account. You do not have to be a member to sign up. But if you are seeking more PA or PA program information, tools for applications and choosing a career, networking, and other live opportunities, or if you'd like to watch recordings of past webinars, then the full pre-PA membership is really going to be your best option. And once again, that is $50 for the year. And I want to share some advice to you that we collected from our recent Student Academy Board of Directors. These are current PA students who were in your shoes just a few short years ago.
So, my advice for aspiring students would be to never give up.
Always make sure you find balance in your life.
Send that email to the PA whose work you really enjoy. Comment on one person's Instagram page whose posts really resonate with you. Go attend that conference, even though you're not sure if anyone else you know will be there.
And during your application and interview process, pay attention to all the details of the schools and really try to find the best fit for you as well.
Even if you're afraid, even if you're timid, just do it. Do it afraid. Give it all you got. Be 100% yourself. Be 100% on your game. And so don't start any habit of believing the false narrative of you can't, because you 100% can.
Stay strong. Remember why you're doing this, because one day there's going to be a patient in your care who's going to look to you for help. And so that is why we do this. That is why we put in the hours. And that's why we care about our profession.
So one more chance to sign up for the giveaway before the presentation ends. As a reminder, I'll be picking one person from this presentation specifically to win the prize. If you win, I will be in touch with you to confirm your address and everything else before we ship it out. But yeah, one of you will be a lucky winner. Okay. So thank you all so much for your time today. I encourage you to connect with us on social media, and please reach out if you have questions or even just ideas of what more that we can do to support our pre-PAs. I do hope that you'll consider joining us as a member and joining this national community of pre-PAs, PA students, and PAs You are on a very exciting journey, and we're honored to be your partner on this path to becoming a PA. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them now. I think we can go ahead and stop the recording and answer any Q&A that you might have. If you don't have any questions, then